So welcome everybody to our ongoing video blog series, which I guess we've now converted to semi-monthly. Here and joined today by our CTO, Thierry Hubert. And what we try to do is crystallize some questions into what will hopefully be not too long of a video here. And they fall into sort of two areas. One is sort of generally technical. The other is a bit more market oriented. So I think that what we're going to do is jump right into it. And Thierry, maybe you can deal with the first couple of questions on that front. I'll deal with a couple of others, and then we can draw some conclusions.
Sure, absolutely, Chris. So one question that came about is, what do you think are the possibilities with a more powerful AI engine? And that's subsequent to the conversation we had on our last video, where we expressed a little bit more the power and how we were leveraging this. So there is a present benefit, which is obviously the ongoing improvement of CryptoHawk. Our technology, our core technology, and the predictions as well. And there is more than just that, because there is an immediate future where the same technology can power, and it's going to power some new products that we have. So it creates a solid fundamental platform so we can deliver to our customer consistency across the board of our solutions and improve quality overall. So that's one question that came across. Yes, Chris.
I think that, on the immediate benefit side, we really are starting to see a lot more consistent positive outcomes with the trade predictions, especially in the long, short, but across the whole portfolio of products we have, right?
Yeah, and the gains have been much bigger as a result of the accuracy that we gain. Yes,
they're bigger and they're more consistent in terms of being a positive result, it seems. So I think that the whole ongoing improvements of the AI engine are really kicking in, from what we can tell.
That's exactly right. That's the core of the benefit right there. Absolutely. Yes. So the second question we receive is, how will you leverage your competitive predictions? So obviously, good segue for the prior question, right? Because we're improving our predictions. How are you going to leverage them? Well, there's several things. One of the beauty of having this engine is that we have the ability to have an API, but it allows us to go to exchanges and to deliver those predictions and entice users to really use them, but in their trading platforms through alliances that we're forging with trading platforms. And it's for the benefits of the user. So which is really powerful over here. So I think that one of the value is really in terms of a competitive prediction is that we're showing strength in our prediction, and it opens up this great opportunity of having stronger alliances with trading platform exchanges and delivering it through the core technology.
And I think to the question of, how are we leveraging it? We've been working with these couple of exchanges.
Yes, we have.
Sort of goes fast and then goes slow, not always as a result of our own efforts, but I think that where we're at now, having developed this API, which can interchange with just about any exchange, the effort now is really to get out and talk to as many different exchanges as we can. It really is a turnkey solution for the freemium version of what we have that is in the downloadable product, but to be able to make just about every user in any given exchange aware of what's going on, give them a trading tool, but also enticing them to hopefully get involved on the subscription model that we have as well.
Absolutely, the benefit from the subscription, and you're absolutely right. I think that the one thing that it does give another reason for people to trade with more insight. And that is something that is a benefit that trading and exchanges organizations are looking forward to. So I think it's extremely complementary from that perspective.
And I think a message that I know we're trying to make our whole world understand more, we've got this freemium version, and it's always nice to look at how many people are downloading and that sort of thing. But when we talk about the results that our investors are getting, and certainly our subscribers are getting, the real key to being able to make money off of this thing and do well in your trading and improve your trading is to be able to get those those notifications the moment they come out, and that's what's so key, and that's really the thing that I think takes a free user into the paid subscriber sort of arena, because you can't get that on the free version. And while it's nice to see all this information, and there's a ton of information in CryptoHawk, to be able to use it on a timely basis, you really do have to have those notifications. And as we've talked to some of our own subscribers, for $30 a month, I mean, you can make double that, or depending on the size of your trade, many multiples of that on one trade just by having your timing better and to be able to react to these notifications when they do come out. So I think that, this is the whole sort of strategy behind, what our messaging is, and where we're trying to get a better understanding around our whole marketplace. That while CryptoHawk as a free version is interesting and good, it's really valuable when you get those immediate notifications that it's time to make your trade.
Yes, and that's what makes it actionable and beneficial. You're absolutely right. That is the difference between the free and the subscription, which is a great thing.
Leverage, is we want to get to these exchanges, we want to get up to the market, but we want to make people understand that this is a super valuable tool. If you have your notification.
It really is. And Chris, as you know, we've had some users who've looked at it on the free version, and they look at it, and eventually they're saying, wow, if I get notified, I can have a life and stop staring at the screen and act, which is great, which is really the core value of the subscription, beyond and other things that we've been talking about as well. Which is a good segue to another product that we have that people have been asking us is how are the PPI and the interview bot coming along? So understand the interview bot is something we've put on our website to expose the artificial intelligence of personality analytics through a conversation, which is a really nice breakthrough, which is an augmentation of what we've done with the PPI, right? But what's beautiful about this is that we are in conversation above and beyond just law enforcement. As a matter of fact, there's some conversations going on right now that expand the use of the technology to deliver insight to a larger community. And the thing that's with the positive feedback we're getting, and we got some really good positive feedback on expansion, we'll see how this really evolves and can turn out to create an incredible revenue opportunity for us, because the timing of getting insights, particularly in the recruitment space, seems to be more and more relevant right now. And I think that this is a really interesting tool. We have a good pulse on it. We've had some experience with it in law enforcement, and we're seeing now expanding. So it's really interesting. So this, yes, it's moving along, and yes, people can go on our Digimax website and go on the demo and play with it and see the result of their personality, which will give us more exposure, customer-facing exposure eventually to the technology. Right. So that's a good one.
Yeah, and it's good to hear that we are getting an awful lot of recognition among these these different participants, and primarily still the police industry, and it's expanding beyond. It hasn't converted into orders yet, and it's frustrating for all of us shareholders and management alike. But it does appear to be just about to happen. And if we can get that going, there may even be what I would call a retail application. Some sort of SaaS model application that could be very valuable as well. It's very true.
It's very true. But we do have a small client that has been using the technology, and so but it's not on the scale that we know it can go, and that's why it's promising, because there's also some empirical evidence of the use of the technology, which is now expanding beyond our initial client on this particular solution. So the other thing, now we go back to CryptoHawk kind of, because in the flow of the priorities, one question that keeps on coming, and I think it's really supporting what we've been talking about, the expansion and the use of the technologies. Will you add search in CryptoHawk? So sometimes we get obviously users who are saying, I'd like to see search, or I'd like to see something else. We pay attention to that. We listen to you, and we review basically the need. And what's really fascinating is that need shows that as we increase the number of cryptocurrencies into CryptoHawk, that there is now a need for people to organize it or to find them and search them other than just scrolling the screen. So to that point, yes, we listen to you. Yes, it's a logical feature that we need to add in as we grow the portfolio of cryptocurrencies we address with our 3 prediction models. And it's on the roadmap. So we'll do it thoughtfully, of course. The web product is really the power product, right? The pro product, and we're going to implement those features in there. And then for the companion product of mobile application, it will spill eventually into that space. But yes, very meaningful, not critical, because we are covering a good number of crypto that people can find easily on the app. But it is definitely a feature that shows an interest and shows that we are growing our portfolio of cryptocurrencies. So that's on that side. I think these are the technology-based questions, Chris, for this particular issue. but it's always exciting, I would say,
Yeah,
to see
exactly. I think
the interest.
the one comment I would add, and you sort of make it with this particular question on CryptoHawk, but is unbeknownst to the users, there's improvements being made almost on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Making it more robust, giving it greater flexibility and greater usability in terms of, and frankly, back to the AI engine, greater predictability. So there's a lot of things always going on, and it's just continuing to grow to be a great product. And yeah, we are now really putting a ton of effort into getting it adopted in more and more places, so that hopefully, the user base will grow rather exponentially as well. So all of those things are ongoing for sure.
They really are. And thank you for bringing this up, because there are changes that occur every week that improve the product, that are noticeable and not so noticeable. But we work at this really hard, and we pay attention to what people say and how they act how they interact, I should say, with the product.
Exactly. So, all right. So moving over to other sort of topics, I guess. We do continue to get a lot of questions about our crypto fund and the crypto account that we had. I know there's a fair bit of consternation that we decided to hit the pause button on those things and regroup a little bit. For the number of reasons, and I've said this, I think, on our last couple of video blogs, so I'm not going to go over them in a huge way, but with the market that was really just oscillating in a fairly narrow range, that was tougher to do, and frankly, relative to the expense of running the fund, we decided to just put that on pause and put the monthly expenses related to that on pause. We are working on a couple of opportunities to bring that back to life over the next couple of months. And of course, we're seeing crypto start to to come to life a little bit again, and so hopefully the timing of that will work out well. But we're trying to do that in a way that we can attract the outside investments faster into the fund, particularly. And very honestly, we have so many things going on. We're not spending as much time, worrying about the day-to-day of managing our own fund. We kind of had put most of our effort back toward the crypto fund. So it is on pause, and that's really the only answer in the short term. But we're looking at a couple of opportunities to make that more robust, make it more interesting, and very much broaden the investor audience into that. So I can't say that's probably on the horizon up more than a month from now, or just over a month from now, but it's coming together quite nicely. We're doing some testing, some live testing on a very small scale to make sure that these couple of new ideas are working, and then hopefully we'll introduce it back into the fund and make that go public again within the next couple of months. So that's kind of where we are on that. And I know people are always interested in it, because we get an awful lot of questions on that, but that's where we're at. And really the last one for today, and again, it's kind of broad, and we get a number of questions, so we've kind of put it all into kind of one pot about the new products that are being introduced. And we have a number of them. In fact, I know that one in a very beta version had some exposure just this past week that was inadvertent, because it was supposed to have been in beta version. But we have a couple of new things that are going to be in app form that will go live over the next month or so. And there's no great big secret about them, but we haven't brought them out in a great big detailed press release until we are going live. And the one I'm hoping that we're going to go live with in as little as the next week, having to do with the idea that we're going to be providing sort of an information service about other altcoins, and giving those altcoins a platform that they can speak about themselves, where they're generally denied that platform in other arenas to be able to advertise directly. And we're quite excited about that product. It's new. It's not going to be like an overnight world sensation, but I think it's going to be really effective. And what's cool about it is that it's going to integrate directly with CryptoHawk and vice versa. And while we already have altcoin radar, this is going to kind of give an extension for coins that are either maybe on our radar already or are looking to be, but are going to give them exposure in ways that they don't have right now. So I'm not going to say too much more about it until the press release comes out. I'm hopeful. I'm not going to promise, but I'm hopeful that press release will be out by the end of next week. But it's definitely coming, and we're on the verge of bringing that to market. We've also got another product that we've been quite open about. And by the way, the reason I felt good about talking about that we've talked about all the way back about that topic all the way back in our our year-end press release and update that we did at the end of the year last year, and in our year look ahead. So that's what that, and I think we even brought that press release up on the screen last time. So I'm not saying anything outside of what's in the public domain, and just putting a little bit more color to it. And the other one that's in the public domain is the idea that we've been working on some sort of product that will be more business to business, that's not dissimilar from a CryptoHawk in the commodity space. That's getting closer and closer to getting to be launched as well. And I'm hopeful that that will be launched between now and the end of April. And I think that we have a reasonable appetite for that. As I said, business to business, it's going to have a much different sort of approach, but I think it's going to be very effective for people who trade very, very large volumes in commodities. And it's going to be a great tool for them to use, among other tools that they use to either create their trades or at least get corroboration for their trade ideas. So those things are coming to market. We have a couple of other little ones that may be little at the beginning that make use of this ever more robust AI engine, but that are going to be available more, again, could be as little as a few weeks, could be 6 or 8 weeks, but are coming and are going to add to the total number of products we have, as well as the revenue base that we're starting to generate. So we remain excited about the fact that we're going to have a number of different revenue streams over and above what we're doing now. And frankly, we're excited about the opportunity for those products to have some real robust growth in a fairly short term, so that we can start to build out our social presence, and build out the network that we have, and frankly, most importantly, build out the revenue base that we have. And all of that gives rise to maybe one more question that I'm seeing a little bit more often now. And I make no promises to this one, but we're definitely investigating the idea of bringing this family of products together under the introduction of a coin of our own. It makes a lot of sense. And especially as we have multiple products to try to bring them in together as one family, I think it makes a huge amount of sense. So it's something that we're investigating. I'm not going to sit here and make any great promises on it, but I think that it's definitely on our radar screen. We've come out of a crazy time of getting this CryptoHawk product and the mobile apps into the marketplace. That happened finally in February, and the adjustments that we really needed to make it highly effective have been happening over this last month. We have taken a lot of the sort of the ad hoc teams that put that together and been able to stop spending so much on that. But within our core engineering team, we now have the capacity to move into sort of products and applications and projects like potentially a coin. So that's what's happening there, and hopefully we can bring all that together in a way that makes sense for the company and definitely for the shareholders. I think that's really the family of questions that we've had this time. I know we always get the odd little specific one that tend to be more financial statement oriented that we can't say so much about, and I apologize, but those are coming in terms of the published financials, and we'll speak to those as that happens as well. Overall, I fully respect for all of us that it's been a frustrating time. Stock price, with being a shareholder in this company that feels like it's not going anywhere. It is going lots of places, and I think that we do see more positive times ahead on all of this. And I don't know what more we can say. Everybody here is working very hard at making this happen. The product launches are going to start to happen quite quickly going forward, and hopefully that will bring some new vigor to what we're doing. And it also gives us more depth of things that we can talk about our company, and move into more of an investor relations effort as well, so that we can start attracting new investors into this company. So everything is in motion. There's a lot of good things happening. The technology is really, really robust, and hopefully now we can start to capitalize on it more and more going forward. So, Thierry, I don't know if you have any final comments, but
no, I think you presented well, and thank you for your candor and really addressing all of the spectrum of issues we deal with. But you're right. The one thing about the technology which is fascinating is that when those products are fueling each other, and this is important to realize that the growth in one product can accelerate growth in another product, and the way we're designing this and conceiving the go-to-market strategy. So So that's something I think is worth noticing.
Great. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. For those who've taken the time to watch, and onward and upward, and hopefully we'll have much more positive days ahead with everything that's going on. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you. We'll talk to you, I guess, the middle of the next month, if not so.
That's right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.